Hey y'all, welcome back to Grit to Growth. If you're new here, I'm Amber Gist and I teach business in a way that's simple, clear, and easy to apply so you can actually take what you learn and use it. Where are you watching from today? I want you to drop your city and state in the comments because I love seeing how far we are reaching. It's always somebody in a place I didn't expect. And I'm like, okay, we outside. Yes. All right. So quick heads up before we get into today's training. I want to let you know that the Build the Business Tour 2026 kicks off this February 2026. We're going to 11 cities across the United States, and the first 3 stops are already almost sold out, which is very wild in the best way. I mean, sometimes I always have to pinch myself sometimes. I'm just like, wow, we're really doing this. All right. So this tour is for the people who want real support. I'm bringing the education, the mentorship, and the hand-holding to you so you can get your questions answered in real time and leave with a plan. All of the info about our training, the tour, and any other local teaching engagements will be in the caption of this video. So make sure you check that after you watch. And while I have you here, if you have any questions, I always encourage you to drop them in the comments. Ask them as they come up, and we are going to support you. All right, so let's get into it. Today, we're talking about what happens at an estate planning notarization step by step. I'm going to walk you through the ID check, how to confirm the signer is signing willingly, a simple awareness check, and what you're doing with your journal, how to handle witnesses if they're needed, and the signing flow so the appointment stays smooth and professional. If you're ready to get started, comment ready down in the chat. Let's go. We're presenting this session today through Notary Training Hub. I am your notary business strategist, and today's topic is what happens at an estate planning notarization, a simple step-by-step so you know exactly what to expect. So step 1 is going to always be your ID check. Okay, ID check comes first. You're going to check that they have a valid, unexpired government ID. Of course, follow your state guidelines for what they require. Next, you're going to make sure that the names match the document as closely as possible. And last, you're going to make sure the signer is present. All right, we need to ensure that the signer comes to the appointment either via traditional in-person notarization, or if you're going to do remote online notarization, you still need to see the signer. Step 2 is willingness. Are you signing willingly? All right, that's the main question for this step that you should be asking your customers. All right, this is where you confirm, you the notary confirm the signer is choosing to sign. No pressure, no coercion. So examples of questions you can ask to get this information, I've listed a few here. I'll go through them with you. The first one is it your choice to sign these documents today? And by the way, when you do this, this goes by very fast. Someone who is thinking about these answers when you ask them should be a red flag to you and prompt you to either ask more questions or pause the appointment. Question 2, are you signing these documents voluntarily? Number 3, do you need a moment to review anything before we begin signing? Number 4, do you have any concerns about signing today that you want to address before we start? All right, and this is the part where if they do have questions about the contents of the actual documents, you would refer them to the attorney that drafted it or the paralegal that assisted them in drafting their documents. We'll never want to give legal advice. And then the last question here is anyone here influencing your decision, or is this completely up to you? This is where it may be a family in the signing or more than one person at the signing, and you just want to make sure that they are there to sign under their own will. These are just a few examples. There are so many more that you can ask, but if you need a set to get you started in your estate planning journey, I encourage you to just steal these right from our presentation today. Why do these questions matter in an estate planning notarization appointment? For one, it protects the signer. For two, it protects the integrity of the document. And what's not here is it also protects you, the notary, to make sure you are ethically doing the right thing, making sure the person is willing to sign these documents under their own free will. Let's move on to step 3. Step 3 is awareness. You're going to do an awareness check. We haven't signed any documents yet. We haven't notarized any documents yet. We're still in the pre-signature phase of the appointment. This is where the notary checks that the signer appears aware of what they're signing and can communicate clearly. Example questions that you can ask for this are, can you tell me in your own words what we're signing today? And if they're truly, aware of what's going on, they should be able to tell you why you're there at the appointment and what kind of documents they're signing. Again, if they can't, or they're slow to respond, or they're looking at someone else to answer for them, that's a red flag and it should prompt you to pause. The next question example is, what is the purpose of these documents for you? And then question 3 is, can you confirm your full name for me? All right, if you've ever done any case studies or done any research on fraudulent activity with notarizations, there are instances where it is a scammer or someone trying to do some fraudulent things on documents, and they can't even remember the full name of the person they're impersonating. And so, yes, it seems like a silly question, but it does catch some of those that do have ill intentions. So you can always ask that simple question. Can you confirm your full name for me, your date of birth? All those simple questions we all have embedded in our brain and should come naturally when someone asks us, okay? You want to keep it clean. Notaries are not doctors or attorneys. This is about basic awareness and communication, all right? So we're not diagnosing, we're not saying, do you have dementia or do you have A, B, and C, and D? You are keeping it clean and basic. Are they aware? Can they communicate that information to you? Okay. If you feel confident and that you're making the ethical, correct decision and that the person is aware of everything happening, then move forward to the next step. So let's go to step 4. That's the journal entry. And I do apologize that this slide has such small wording. However, that's okay. I'm going to read it out to you anyways. Okay. Many states require a notary journal, and I do want to say, even if your state does not require it, it is best practice to keep a journal log. It protects you and it protects your customer or your client. So the typical details that you will log in a notary journal are the type of notarization, the date and location, the signer ID method, and the signature. You can usually have an area for notes. And then again, for state specifics, there are other information that you may need to put in your journal. All right, such as a fingerprint or such as other things about the actual signer and the notarization. All right, so do keep a journal as best practice. Let's move on to step 5, witnesses, if needed. All right, witnesses if needed. You, again, should not be determining and telling your clients, oh, you need witnesses, I'm going to get you these witnesses. Your clients need to be the one to have this information, or it should be communicated with the attorney whether the client needs witnesses or not. All right, now, witnesses if needed. If the document requires it, the witness needs to have a valid ID too, along with your signers. The witness must be present at the signing along with your signers. And again, requirements vary by document and state. All right, there are some states that don't require a witness for some of the documents that you'll see in an estate planning or a trust package. All right, so again, you need to know your state laws. And if you've taken any of our trainings, step 1 in our Notary Launch Lab or in our Notary Business Plan, it is to download that handbook, download that primer or buy that primer and study your state laws. Then if you are in our class at Notary Training Hub, I prompt you to download the mock signing documents for an estate planning package so that you can practice state-specific documents for the ones that you're going to see at these appointments. So my tip for witnesses is to confirm witness needs before scheduling. All right. And so for me, in the packages that I offer within my own notary business, this is an additional value add when a customer pays their fee to me for this service, because I provide witness coordination. All right, so it is part of a premium package. If you want me to go out and find the witnesses and coordinate their time and come to the appointment, then that is why the fee is larger than versus without me coordinating the witness. So that's just a little tip as well for stacking those services within your notary business. If you also part of our Notary Training Hub network and community, we always talk about having a notary family that you guys can communicate with, give each other work, use each other for witnesses. This is a perfect example of that. So whenever someone needs a witness, they've hired you to be their notary for an estate planning or trust package, you already have someone that you can bring on as the witness. So do get in touch and network with your fellow notaries in your area. Step number 6, let's go over the signing flow. Step number 1, you're going to review the document for blanks. Of course, do not give legal advice, but you do need to review the pages to see if there's any initials left out, checks left out, anywhere where they're adding information about the people within the document that are going to have power of attorney and things like that. So you want to check for blanks, but not give legal advice. Number 2, then the signer signs the document. 3 is the notary completes the certificate wording. Then number 4, you're going to stamp and sign the document where there needs to be a notarization. All right, not all the documents in an estate planning package require a notarization. You are only going to notarize the pages that require it, and you will see on the page where a notary certificate is placed. You can always bring in loose certificates should your client request something else in addition that's not already on the page. And then step 5 is your final check and you're finally done. And that is the overview of what happens during an estate planning notarization. You can confidently go through this training again if you need to review what you're going to expect at a estate planning notarization appointment. If you have more questions, if you need more in-depth training on every single document inside a complete estate planning and trust packet, you can go visit us at Notary Training Hub. I put the website here on this page, www.notarytraininghub.com. Before we head out of here, I want to remind you one last time about our Notary Training Hub Build the Business Tour. If you see your city and state on here, we want to see you. All you got to do is visit that link in the description down below and get your ticket. Our first stop is going to be Austin, Texas on February 22nd. I hope I see you there. And if I don't, continue to come visit me here on my YouTube channel. I'm happy to support you here in any way that is needed. All right. So if you can, let me know down in the comments before we get out of here. Let me know down in the comments. Was this valuable, and what was the most valuable part of this training today? Short and sweet, to the point is what I do. I don't like to draw it out. I like to get the information to you as soon as possible. So let me know in the chat exactly what you thought was the most valuable today in our training, and then just say hi. Hey, what's up? All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming in. I'll see y'all at the next one.